Right, today's supposed to be a wonderful occasion, our first England game, but before we get there, I have to report a serious theft. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Norwich City, bouncing back, and it should be called England today. It's our first two matches in charge of the English national side. But before we get there, as said, there's been a robbery, folks. There's been a robbery. Luckily not of any points, but of Manager of the Month. We should have won Manager of the Month. We've been absolutely robbed by Frank Lampard and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. All of us won all four of our matches, but ours was far more impressive because you know the teams that we had to face. We'll get to that in a second. Obviously, last time we opened the season with a 4-0 win against Leicester, it was pretty glorious, and I was fearful it was a false dawn. It, thus far has not been. West Brom was up next, a tricky team for us. We went behind in the 14th minute, so I thought, here we go again. But the second half performance was nothing short of outstanding. David Brooks running the show. He's been living up to his value so far. Murray McCunny got 2 and Dele Alli scored as well. It was a fantastic performance, but not as fantastic as the following two games. We played Man City at home. We've got a fantastic record against them at Carrow Road. We usually do beat them. We've got Pep's number, and we had it again. It was a 2-0 win. This time Dele Alli got a penalty in the 80th minute to seal it, but the first goal from Emi Buendia, we've got to watch it. Murray McCunny was injured for this one, which means Dominic Solanke played, and we opened the scoring with a pretty special goal. This is what we want to do, counter-attacking at its best. David Brooks breaking away, sensible move from Solanke, and the cut inside and finish from Buendia is pretty special. He has adapted very well to playing on the left-hand side. But as good as that was, that's almost predictable. We always beat Man City at home, pretty much. This was anything but. We have never even so much as taken a point against Liverpool. We have lost every single game we've ever played against them, including this heartbreaking defeat when Virgil van Dijk scored with basically their only effort in the 87th minute, even though we dominated the game a few years ago. But this time we won, and we were brilliant. David Brooks again, the hero, scoring very early on to give us the lead. Maddison made it 2 before the break. We hit the woodwork twice. It could have and should have been more, but it doesn't matter. 2-0, 3 points, a perfect start to the season. And as you can probably guess, we are in third. This is probably why we came third in Manager of the Month, because Man United and Chelsea scored more goals. Well, Chelsea didn't. We're level with Chelsea in goal difference 2 and goals scored, but Man United scored more, and so they go above us in the table. But we're in third. It's maximum points. It's been very, very good. But more Norwich next time. Although here's some Norwich, because we've called up 4 Norwich players to our first England squad. It's aging, and it's so top heavy. We have so many attacking players, so many that could have made the squad but didn't. Midfielders is a big issue, and left backs as well. Steve Holland's suggested squad contained no left backs and barely any, only Declan Rice, who could be described as a defensive midfielder. I think what Sean Dyche has apparently been doing, he's been emulating Gareth Southgate. He has been playing Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James in midfield, from what I can tell. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm a bit more of a traditionalist. But this is the squad we've gone with for our opening set of fixtures, and we've called up 4 Norwich players. Maddison was actually suggested by Steve Holland, and he's been so good, I had to bring him really for his set pieces, if nothing else. Box-to-box midfield. I thought about getting a new box-to-box midfielder for the club in the summer. Turns out, actually, apart from sort of Mason Mount and Declan Rice, Hamza Chowdhury and Calvin Phillips are the best options. So we've called up Hamza Chowdhury for his first game, and Dean Henderson is going to be the squad as well, and Max Aarons as well. We do have three right backs and only 1 left back, but we'll make it work. So Portugal first up in the Nations League. It's a tricky opening game, I think, but at Wembley I think we've got a good chance. This is the lineup I'm going to go with for now. I'm not too sure who the best combinations will be. I think I'm actually going to put Marcus Rashford here on an attack duty, because that seems to have helped at Norwich, playing both of these boys on attack. So we'll see if it works for England too. Otherwise, the system is the same as what we are using at Norwich, because I have no other ideas how to make a tactic. But the lineup for this one is going to be Aaron Ramsdale in goal. We couldn't buy him, unfortunately. He's moved to Arsenal now, but we can use him for England. The defence is going to be Chilwell, Tomori, Gomez and Alexander-Arnold. Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Phil Foden is the midfield. Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, and Harry Kane is going to be up front. He's a bit slower, but then it's Harry Kane. He's got nearly 20 finishing composure. I mean, yeah, you can't argue with that. Plenty of options on the bench. Only one regen in the squad. It's Brighton's Michael Hansen. There's not many that are particularly good. It's potentially going to be an issue going forwards, but we will see what we can do today. Apparently we're the favourites and we should be winning this one comfortably, according to Steve Holland. I mean, that's a very ominous thing to say. This is England, right? We are managing England. But here we are at Wembley, looking like a packed house, national anthem blaring on the loudspeaker, no doubt. Let's see what we can do. Plenty of serious threats in this Portuguese side. João Felix, Fabio Silva, Bernardo Silva. But we've got some good players as well. We're on the attack from the off. Mason Mount going forwards. Declan Rice as well. Ben Chilwell looking to whip a ball in. He's been blocked by Estevez and cleared away, and now potentially a break on for Portugal, or maybe not. We are now looking to work another chance. Jadon Sancho on the right hand side. Can he find a cross into the box? No, he's just gone to the byline and has been tackled, and it's apparently not a foul. This is still the same highlight. This is the first highlight we've seen. Who is this for? It's for Portugal. Fabio Silva's in and they've scored. We're 1-0 down at Wembley, 6 minutes in. Great start, boys. I mean, not much attempt at tackling, and not sure what the defence is doing. Flicked finish from Silva. Not an encouraging start, really, is it? I'm going to fire them up. They don't seem particularly motivated. It's been such a brilliant start with Norwich. I was just kind of hoping that England would be easy, but seemingly not. Fabio Silva has managed to evade Fikayo Tomori again, and he's nearly 2-0. Right, we can actually do something. Phil Foden with a corner. Marcus Rashford's there, and I thought it was in. It's cleared off the line. Well, as first halves go, this has been awful. Trent Alexander-Arnold is on a 6.3. He's been terrible. Really, the whole defence, really the whole team has just been absolutely woeful. The best performer is Phil Foden on a 6.7. We're going to have to get shouty. We're throwing this as well. Far from pleased with what I've seen. I don't care if you're demotivated. That was not good enough at home in an England shirt. Not good enough at all. I mean, we're going to have to shake this up, I think. Major changes needed. I mean, Harry Kane doesn't seem particularly mobile. We'll bring on Mason Greenwood instead. Trent is having a pretty shocking game, so I'm going to bring on Reece James as well. Major changes at the break. Two of the best, most experienced players being dragged off, but they're not performing. I think we've got to go positive as well. Sancho as well is not playing well. I mean, literally none of them are. But this is not encouraging. Are we planning on doing anything? We've got a free kick. Phil Foden to whip it in to find someone. Gomez knocks it on. Marcus Rashford's there. He's hit the bar. I mean, Rashford's had two really good chances. Still nothing. I mean, Rashford's been our most sort of lively player in terms of actually attempting to score a goal. But he's on a 6.3. I mean, do we take off Sancho instead? Maybe swap him round. All right, I'm taking Rashford off. Raheem Sterling coming on. He's 31 now. But still got some quality, although we're not seeing anything. It's not been a good day, really, has it? This has not been a good example of what we want to do. 6 minutes left and we're not doing much. Ben Chilwell cuts that out, but only as far as them. They look like a team who have never played together, which I suppose is probably the case for most of them. But you think most of them were surely starting under Sean Dyche. Like, logically, that would be the case. But Portugal kind of, they feel like they're toying with us at the moment. It's not been particularly encouraging. Fabio Silva's in. He's hit the post into injury time. We're going to go for it. We're going for it in search of a desperate equaliser. Foden with the ball in. It's cleared. Rice picks up the loose pass though. Can we actually find a goal? A late equaliser. Ben Chilwell across. Sancho can't get there. Sterling can't get there. There's still time. Can we recycle this one? Mason Mount. See nothing from him. Ball over the top to Sancho. It's cleared as far as Ben Chilwell. What is this highlight? There's still over a minute left. Are we going to do anything at all today? Sancho beats the man, goes for the shot. I thought he'd scored. It's a good claim by Diogo Costa, and that's probably going to be that. Portugal taking their sweet time. They know they have got a win. Steve Holland's pre-match confidence, clearly misplaced. It's not been in any way, shape or form good, has it? There might still be one more chance. Sancho, back to Declan Rice. Are we going to make an effort on goal again? Are we going to Declan Rice, Mason Mount? Who's going to do anything? Are we just going to wait for the whistle to blow? Chilwell, that was the effort, was it? Ben Chilwell, I mean, yeah, really bad. I'd make them come into training if that was a thing in international football, but for some reason it still isn't. Please, SI, sort it out. Sort it out. That was absolutely awful, though. Individual people are going to get shouted at. Harry Kane, you were abysmal. Trent Alexander-Arnold, a disgrace. So yeah, not a great start. Luckily the FA are not bothered about the Nations League, so that's good, because I don't think we're going to be qualifying. Apparently we were unlucky. We created the more clear-cut chances. I suppose we did, but they weren't amazing chances. Right, let's hope for an improved performance against Slovakia. The only change to the team is I've swapped Gomez and Tomori around, and then I brought Mason Greenwood in for Harry Kane, who doesn't look particularly sort of up to speed. And I think if we don't win this one, we're going to be in a bit more sort of trouble. Just by taking charge of this game, we have already taken charge of more England games than Sam Allardyce, so I suppose that's something. Right, corner to start things off. Maybe we need to be starting James Maddison for his set-piece delivery. Mason Mount puts the ball in. It's been cleared, but only as far as Marcus Rashford. Cuts inside to Phil Foden, who whips a shot in, and it's not far away. Well, we're dominating the stats, but we've done absolutely nothing. Are we going to get a goal, please? The first goal of our England era. It's not been a great start so far, but Ben Chilwell motoring away, trying to set us on our way. There's so many defenders back for Slovakia. We're going to probably have to switch things up tactically if we can't find a way through in the next 10 minutes or so, I think. Rice with the ball over the top. Rashford, it's bounced to Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood scores. Mason Greenwood, the first goal scorer of our time in charge of England. Excellent pass from Rice. The bounce comes off the defender. The Rashford sort of dragged him out of the way, but it bounces nicely, and it's a good finish for Mason Greenwood. If we could try and get a few more to, not enable us to throw this away, that would be really, really good. Slovakia now coming forward, looking dangerous. Here's the equaliser. No, Ramsdale does make a good save. Gives him a corner, though. I thought he went out for a throw-in, but no, it's a corner. Tomori heads it away. Half-time, not convincing in any way, shape or form, but we'll lie to them. We'll say it was good. It's not been. Slovakia have a player called Slovak. Look, they're Slovak playing for Slovakia. I mean, he's giving the ball away, so he's not going to be very popular. Tomori to Rashford, Foden, Chilwell. This is some nice passing. This is what we like to see. Who's going to take this on? Foden whips it in. It's cleared, and Alexander-Arnold manages to stop any sort of counter. We're still going. Sancho, right-hand side, back to Trent. Can we maybe do something else with the ball in? Trent, it's bouncing all over the place. It's gone in. It looked like an own goal, but it's Mason Greenwood who got the finishing touch. Greenwood certainly staking a claim to a place ahead of Harry Kane as the starting striker. Finally, something positive from Alexander-Arnold. It was chaos in the box. I think Slovak gave it away, so he's not very popular anymore. Certainly an improved performance, but you'd be devastated if we didn't win this. We've been pretty profligate in front of goal. Brought Hamza Chowdhury on for his first England cap. That's at least a special moment for him as we tick away into injury time. We're going to get our first points and our first win in charge of the three lines. There we go. Stuff that dreams are made of. A 2-0 win against Slovakia. It's not bad. I think the most important thing as far as the Nations League is concerned is that Switzerland, I believe, have dropped points. Yes, they did. They drew with Slovakia in their game, and then they've lost now to Portugal. So we are second in the group. We've got a chance. We're going to need to beat Portugal in Portugal, which is going to be a bit more tricky. But anyway, there we go. At least we've won a game in charge of England. And as said, that's not going to be. We're not going to focus on the Nations League group stage or qualification for World Cups and Euros, particularly over the course of the rest of the series. When we get to any sort of tournament finals, principally the Euros, the World Cup, but indeed the Nations League, if we get there, I don't think we will this year, but if we do in the future, that will be what we focus on in full. But it's our first two games in charge of England. We had to at least acknowledge it, and also what we did the previous month with Norwich was pretty blooming good as well. But anyway, that is going to be that for today. We will be back next time with our regularly scheduled Norwich City matches, and actually should mention really the Europa League group is quite tricky. Saint Etienne and Lazio in there, so that's not too straightforward. I think we will be back next time for I was thinking about Villa and Brighton, but given that there's an international break in between, more practically Brighton with Lazio I think makes a lot of sense. But that is going to be that for today. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time.